Hey guys, so today I am chilling in my room and I'm sorry it's a little bit different and I'm sorry if the lighting is off and my voice is off, but it's like nighttime. So happy Talkin Tuesday. Today's Talkin Tuesday is going to be a little bit different. It feels so weird to like sit in a chair. I'm not used to this. I'm used to chilling on my living room floor. But today I wanted to teach you guys kind of how a glycolic works. And probably next Talkin Tuesday or maybe this week we'll talk about why a glycolic works and how it works in your skin. But right now I'm going to show you, if you went in to get this procedure done by a doctor or a dermatologist or something like that, how the procedure would go, or an esthetician or a medical esthetician or something like that, kind of how it would go, how it's going to feel, and how each step works. And in retrospect, I probably should have filmed the why before the how it works. But that'll be up next week, and then I'll probably just link this video to it because I'm due for one today, so I wanted to make sure that I don't miss it, and I wanted to make sure to bring it to you guys. So it's actually Monday night. Now, glycolics are not sold over the counter. I was in aesthetics school, so which is why I have some supply or some access to the things that are used in a glycolic. But you're going to get this done in an office. If you get this done, you're going to either get it done at a beauty school where it's cheapest. You could go to the dermatologist, which I did for a while, which cost about, depended between $200 and $800 per treatment, but that can get expensive. So a glycolic at a beauty school was only about $50 to $85, and that's where they actually kind of went in and it's like students studying on you. So that's what I did because it was a lot cheaper, and then I decided I'm going to learn myself and go to aesthetic school. But this is kind of what I'm going to be using. It is a Revite system glycolic, so you can do layers with this glycolic, which I will not be doing. But I will kind of take you through the steps so that if you decide to go into a dermatologist office to get one done, you'll know kind of how it works. So the first thing that I've done is started off with completely clear, smooth, cleansed skin. It is completely bare, completely natural, and everything like that. So when cleansing, you want to make sure that you're using something that isn't going to set off the glycolic acid. So this is the one that it comes with. I can't use this because this is for kind of dry skin. But be sure to find something with no fragrance, no soap, and no active ingredients, like no salicylic acid, no benzoyl peroxide, no AHA acids or anything like that, no retinoids in it. Just a clean cleanser that's pretty natural and that doesn't have a lot of those other chemicals in it, so it doesn't kind of offset our skin. I am so sorry, I'm talking like a crazy lady. I mean that whoever cleanses your face should be cleansing with something like that, and they should already know to do that. So next we're actually going to get into the actual glycolic acid. Now glycolic acid, this brand Revite, comes in two forms, 10% and 33%. For those of you who are getting the glycolic for the first time, you're probably going to use the 10% and build up to the 33%. At one point I did 6 layers of the 33%, now I'm at about 4. 6 was really intense for my skin though, and that's the highest I've ever gotten. And this is 10%. The difference is the actual percentage of glycolic acid. I don't know what the base is that it's sitting in, but the main ingredient is the glycolic acid, and that is what 10% or 33% of it is. Let's see if I can find out what the suspension is, or what it is suspended in. Anyway, so it really depends on what your skin type is. So I'm going to be using this one, but whoever is doing your skin should know whether you're built up or whether it's your first time. And the reason why is because it can burn. So next they're going to take a cotton pad swirly just like this and apply a little bit of the glycolic acid to it. So here's our acid. It's just this clear suspended fluid. And I'm going to wipe this starting at the outsides of the face and working the way in. And this is what they're going to do for you. And they can do this on the back and on the chest. It's not always protocol. But what you want to make sure is that you avoid the eye, or that they avoid the eye area. The nose area can be delicate, and that's why we do the outside of the face first, is because that's where we want the heaviest application. And as we get in, we want that application to be a little bit lighter. 30. Alright, so now that we've applied this, we're going to let it sit for a couple minutes before your skincare professional applies the mask. And right now it is itchy and a little bit burny, and it's not terrible because I've only done 3 passes of the 33 instead of 4 like I normally do, which I skipped because my camera battery decides to die at the stupidest times. It's like ding 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 dead. Anyways, so if this is your first time, if it's up to your threshold, it's going to be itchy, it's going to be burny, it's going to be stingy. My best way of combating it is going like this. if you kind of fan air on yourself and just kind of freak out a little bit, it feels better. It should not be super painful. It should not be digging into your skin. You should not feel like your face is dying because that means it's bad. But if it's stinging a little bit, if it's itchy, if you're like, then that's normal. So we're going to do this for about 3 minutes, and then your esthetician should be applying the mask. So in order to proceed with the mask, your esthetician should have a Enzyme mask. This one is aloe vera for acne. This is a brush to mix, and this is the little container that we're going to put in. So I'm going to scoop out a little bit of this. It's kind of like a powder, and we end up mixing this powder with a liquid in order to activate it. So right now, this is just aloe vera enzyme mask. So I'm going to put a little bit into this container. Whoopsies, because you see I'm spilling. I'm going to put a little bit in here and then show you how to add the activator. Next, this is the mask activator that this one is using, and I'm not sure exactly what the active ingredients are or why it works, but we're going to add a little bit to this powder, just about a drop or two, or your esthetician will. Oopsies, that's way too much. And we are going to end up mixing this in, and I'll show you what it looks like once it kind of comes to a paste. I have to add a little bit more of that because I added a lot of the liquid. Yeah. So this is what it looks like when it's mixed. And it's all stuck in the brush, but now this enzyme has been activated. So your esthetician is just going to put this all over your entire face, and this is going to kind of harden into a mask, and this is where we play the waiting game. Our face is still a little bit stingy. This will not neutralize the stinginess. It will slightly kind of diminish it, but not too much. But we're just going to wait for this to dry, and it'll turn our face into a Cakealicious mask. And I'm going to turn my camera off for this time just because I don't want it to die on me because it's flashing. That's the other thing though. I do like to do glycolics at night or in the evening because you should not be in the sun with a glycolic because it's a chemical exfoliating peel is what it is. So I usually like to do this at night, and in addition you should always wear sunscreen for the next couple of days. So I'm going to finish applying this and be right back once it hardens in about 10 minutes. Hey guys, so it's dried. Can you see how nasty passy it is? So I'm like all wrinkled up. Ugh, and it's like it's crunchy and very, very, very sticky. So now we're going to use the mask deactivator to deactivate these enzymes. And again, your esthetician should just be putting this on like a pad or something. So what this is going to do is stop this from being so sticky. By the way, this smells like the devil. Like it's an awful smell. But I'm